Okay, hey, welcome. So this is going to be a quick video to talk about the prices for Teslas and kind of go through why I jumped on the price reduction as soon as I could. So a few weeks ago, I made a video and there was some news about Tesla basically lowering the prices of their cars by roughly $13,000 for the Model Y, and I don't remember what the 3 was, but it was a significant decrease, as well as getting that $7,500 tax credit on top of that. So we're talking almost, a little over $20,000 less overnight. And when that happened, I literally the next morning when I saw the news, I jumped on it and I placed an order for a red all-wheel drive Model Y. And you've seen my videos possibly. I've made a delivery video of it. I already have that vehicle, and I've made a 2-week review of that car. And so what I wanted to go through was why I jumped on it so quickly, and then let's look at kind of what's changing with the pricing, because Tesla, they changed their prices a lot. There was also some changes to the tax credit situations, which influenced them to make their changes, which I also expected. So, um, knowing about the tax credits and how they were going to come out, until March, they're going to make rules for what the battery percentage materials are going to need to be in order to achieve some of the, or in order to receive some of the tax credit for these auto manufacturers. And until then, the only scenario that has to be required or has to be followed in order to get the $7,500 tax credit is that it has to be assembled in the United States, which means all Teslas that get it that are not at that tax cap, right? So you got 55,000 for cars and yeah, just cars, and then you've got $80,000 cap if it's SUVs or trucks. And the weird thing was at the beginning of the year, the Tesla Model Y 5-seat configuration did not actually get that $80,000 cap. It was a $55,000 cap. So I thought that Tesla might lower their Model Y because they get a lot of margin on their cars compared to other automakers. They're making way more money, way more margin on their cars than other automakers. So I figured they had the ability to lower those prices down again to where they were pre-2019. And they did exactly that. And I jumped on that because the red Model Y, which was about, it was basically the same price here, but it was $54,990, right? And that was just below that 55,000. So $7,500 tax credit in the book at that time. Since then, they have actually changed the rules based on public feedback. They took the public feedback and they actually changed the rules to allow all Model Ys, all the ID4s and things like that that weren't the Mach E, that wasn't getting the 80,000 cap limit. They're all under that. So what I figured was that was going to happen because it makes sense. And then the next thing I thought would happen is that Tesla would raise the prices of the Model Ys. So jumping on it really early means I get the tax credit for sure in case they did not extend it to 80,000. And then Tesla raised the prices. They actually raised the prices within a week of me buying it, and my car was no longer under that $55,000 cap. So there's been quite a few changes. So let's go through the Model 3. So in my last video, this Model 3 was actually $43,990 in the base price, and then you pay extras for all your paints and things like that. So right here with the standard range red with the now with the aero caps and black interior comes out at $44,990. If you add those rims, $46,000. White, $47,499. So that is a significant difference. So this car here is now Model 3 rear wheel drive is now technically about $40,000. And then you can actually get this car. We jump all this down to here, right? We're at $42,900. So basically, that's a $35,000 car once you calculate in the $7,500 tax credit here. $35,000 Tesla Model 3. And I know, so Model 3 rear wheel drive, what's the differences? So range is 272 miles, right? And it's got a much slower, and it's only two-wheel drive, so rear-wheel drive. And so it is a lot slower, but it's still faster than anything else out there. Um, and then the bigger thing is some states like California right now have like $2,000 state incentives. So now that thing's $33,000. This vehicle is really good. This gets actually probably more range because you can actually charge this car all the way up to 100% on a regular basis, and that's fine. They actually want you to once a week. So this car actually probably gets almost the same range as my Model 3 all-wheel drive from 2019 because it's got some range degradation. It only came with 310 miles at the time. So I'm only actually getting about 280 miles of range. So we're talking 8 miles difference for a significantly cheaper car. But it is less power, so it's not all-wheel drive. And then you go into the performance here, right? And you get 3.1 seconds. 0 to 60, much faster, 315 miles of range. And you do get significantly more expensive. And when you start adding on the colors and stuff, right? So you can get blue. You can't get black. You can get blue with the black interior, okay? But if you want white interior, the only color you can get is white on white. And you're underneath that $55,000 price cap, which is down here on the bottom of the screen. Okay, so check. You want to look at the price over here. Okay, so that is the Model 3. And now if we look at the Model Y, what's changed about the Model Y? The Model Y, if we go to order now, all right, we're actually $2,000 more expensive than when I ordered the car. So originally $55,000 was the cap for this car. But it's no longer the case. Now it's $80,000. So what Tesla did is they basically raised the prices, right? They just need to be under $80,000 for you to get that tax credit. So they are now available. We can go red. You can now get those rims, which I wanted really badly. You can add the tow hitch. Black interior, I would be fine with. This is the spec I wanted. And the price is $59,990, right? So I got that's not how much I paid for mine, but I also didn't get this spec. But you still get the $7,500 tax credit, so you get this spec at roughly $53,000. Then, if we go to the spec I ordered, which I did not have the tow hitch, unfortunately, this is the spec that I had, and the price is $56,990, and when I bought it was $54,990. So, $2,000 difference. That $2,000 paid for paint protection film and tint on the car. I expect that these prices will continue to go up. How much will they go up? I don't know. So in March, all of these cars are going to not get the $7,500 tax credit because the battery materials are not coming all 50% from the U.S. or 25% from the U.S. And the batteries are being built in the U.S. So what will happen is they will get partial tax credit most likely. They're probably going to get instead of $7,500, they're going to get $3,750 dollars back to the buyer, and they may actually be implementing at the time of purchase, which means you won't actually have to finance that much or pay that much down cash. I have to wait till the end of the year to get it. So that's good, but I do expect that these prices will continue to go up. And then let's see, just as a little check, get the performance, get the tow hitch, get white interior. You can't get 7-seater with that. We're at 62, so you can still get that. Let's get full self-driving. 77,990. So now fully spec'd out, because you don't need enhanced autopilot if you get full self-driving, because it basically has all that. So fully spec'd out, you still get the tax credit with Tesla currently if you want to. In March, that will go away. The other big thing here is when you look at this stuff, let's go back to this. Let's just go, yes, all standard stuff basically here, what I ordered. What is the estimated delivery date? April to June, they've already sold so many when they reduced the prices to where you won't get one of these by March. So you're not getting that $7,500 tax credit unless you've already got one on order, more than likely, unless you get lucky. So if you really want to get that tax credit, full tax credit before March, you're going to need to go to view inventory. Here we go. So there's no Teslas within 200 miles of South Carolina. We can look at Model 3s. So there are Tesla Model 3s, rear-wheel drives that are in inventory, which means you can actually take delivery as soon as possible of these and get those tax credits. February to March. So that's why they're saying February to March, because they have some of these left. So if you want a $7,500 tax credit with Tesla, you might kind of have to buy this. Let's see about the performance. February to March for the performance. Is that the same for red? Yeah. So that one's iffy. You may or may not get it in time, with it being February. So, yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video and explain why I jumped on the prices while I did, because I want to make sure I get it before March. I want to make sure I got it before the prices increased. Done with this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I meant for this to be kind of quick, but it might have kind of gotten out of hand. So anyways, we'll see you next time.